Country music royalty? Check. Global superstardom? Check. More luxury homes than you have socks? Double check. Shania Twain, aka the queen of country pop, sass, and sparkle, has built a life that feels more like a James Bond movie plot than the humble reality she grew up with. And while she once claimed she wasn't one for extravagance, let's just say she got over that. From castles in Switzerland to Caribbean mansions and diamond-studded everything, here's a video tour of Shania's jaw-dropping lifestyle that will either inspire you to chase your dreams or start questioning all your life choices. From rags to ridiculously rich. Before we get into her gold-plated bathtub, let's rewind. Shania grew up in rural Canada, where luxury probably meant a second pair of mittens. After years of hardship and hustling, she exploded onto the music scene, selling over 85 million albums and becoming the top-selling female artist in country music history. She was humble at first. "I'm not extravagant," she once told OK! magazine in the late 90s. Shortly after her hit, "That Don't Impress Me Much" topped the charts. But spoiler alert, that didn't last long. These days, let's just say Shania's lifestyle doesn't impress us much. Castle life. Yes, she really lived in one. Nothing screams, "I made it," quite like owning a literal castle. Enter Le Château de Sully, a sprawling 100-room estate in Switzerland that Shania shared with her then-husband and producer, Robert Mutt Lang. This wasn't some medieval fixer-upper. Built in 1882, the estate had all the opulence you'd expect: an annex, a massive porch, a pool, and more bathrooms than your local mall. Shania once called it her permanent home. That is, until her marriage ended in a tabloid-worthy cheating scandal, and the castle was sold to a Russian billionaire for about $33 million. So yeah, royal heartbreak? Definitely. Royal real estate? Even more so. She bought a haunted mansion and demolished it. Because one mansion is never enough, Shania and Mutt also bought a Tudor-style estate in the Adirondacks. The home had a spooky backstory involving a 1903 murder, but instead of turning it into the set of a Netflix horror series, they did what any ultra-wealthy couple might: knocked it down. Don't worry, they salvaged some of the old architecture to build a brand new craftsman-style lodge, which took 50 workers and 18 months to complete. Bonus points. The property came with its own mountain and lake. No big deal. Tropical paradise, Twain style. Let's move to the Bahamas, where Shania owns a beachfront mansion that could moonlight as a Bond villain's lair. With 7,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, mahogany bookcases, and a view of the ocean that could inspire 1,000 ballads, this home is luxury incarnate. She tried to sell it in 2019 for $10.95 million. No takers. She bumped the price to $12.9 million in 2020. Still no takers. Maybe the market was scared off by the extravagance, or maybe everyone was waiting for a discount. Either way, she might still be soaking in that seaside splendor. Vegas baby, but make it farm life. While performing in her Las Vegas residencies, Shania didn't shack up in a suite at Caesar's Palace like some common pop diva. No, she opted for a farm in the desert, complete with horses, dogs, and plenty of wide-open space. Her Nevada ranch is where she recharges between shows. "I always have to have my horses with me," she told Live with Kelly and Ryan, proving that even under the neon lights of Vegas, a country girl's heart beats strong. She even shared glimpses of this hideaway on Instagram, reflecting by the stable, cuddling her dog, and just generally living her best, barn to stage, life. New Zealand property goals? Once upon a time, Shania and Mutt also secured a 33-year lease on 61,000 acres of farmland in New Zealand, because why settle for beachfront when you can have an entire country? They had to build a public hiking trail as part of the land deal, which they did with style. After the divorce, Shania handed over the land to Mutt, who converted it into Mahu Wenua, a luxury eco-resort where you can stay for just $15,500 a night, or a measly $1,850 if you're slumming it in a guest cottage. Lake Geneva, designer kitchens, and Freddie Mercury's old stomping grounds. Post-divorce and happily remarried to Frederick Thiebaud, Shania settled into a luxe estate overlooking Switzerland's Lake Geneva. She occasionally teases fans with Instagram shots of her elegant kitchen or snow-covered yard, and casually mentions that Queen's recording studio is right next door. No biggie. She's described the area as scenic and peaceful, perfect for boat rides and strolls. You know, just your average day in a multi-million-dollar lakeside mansion. Jet setter with private wings. With homes around the world and a tour schedule that rivals a UN diplomat, Shania often travels by private jet. Paparazzi have caught her hopping on her own aircraft in cities from DC to Blackpool. But hey, she still flies commercial sometimes. In 2013, she even tweeted about a flight delay that left her stranded with only pizza and Twitter for company. "My luggage didn't make it," she later posted, proving that even the rich and famous can suffer from lost baggage syndrome. Her car collection. If you thought her life was all horses and castles, think again. Shania also has a serious need for speed. Her garage includes a Ferrari 488 GTB, aka $300,000 land rocket that goes from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. She also has a love for classic cars, like the vintage Alfa Romeo Spider she was seen cruising around Switzerland in during her Netflix documentary. Stylish, fast, and perfectly on brand. Equestrian life elevated. Shania's love for horses started in her childhood, and unlike most childhood dreams, this one stuck. Most of her homes feature high-end stables that look like they were designed by Ralph Lauren's interior decorator. In fact, she's so passionate about horseback riding that she gave Drew Barrymore a lesson on national TV. "Heels down, please," she said, like a true pro. Drew survived, by the way. Designer threads and dazzling stage fashion. On stage, Shania doesn't do casual. Think glitter, glam, and more costume changes than a Broadway musical. Her 2012 Las Vegas residency featured outfits by designer Mark Boer, who literally spent 12-hour days tailoring her looks while she rehearsed. Now that's dedication. And it's not just clothes, it's jewels, darling. $50,000 earrings? Check. Custom Faberge necklaces? You bet. Triple clef earrings she co-designed? Oh yes. She even wore more sparkle than the disco ball at the 2024 Grammys. She once made a $6 million music video, because why not? Let's end on a high note, literally. Her video for I'm Gonna Get You Good was a sci-fi spectacle that cost a whopping $6 million. Think flying robots, futuristic motorcycles, and effects that would make the Matrix jealous. At the time, it was one of the most expensive music videos ever. Only Michael and Janet Jackson's Scream beat it, clocking in at $7 million. That's some glittery competition, but Shania held her own. Shania Twain is living the dream. Sure, not all of us can live in a Swiss castle or collect Ferraris like Pokemon, but Shania Twain has earned every ounce of her success and every square foot of her mansions. From humble beginnings to diamond-studded endings, her story is one of talent, resilience, and unapologetic fabulousness. So next time you're riding the subway or stuck in traffic, just remember, Shania is probably horseback riding in Vegas, dressed in designer sequins, while sipping champagne and listening to Queen on vinyl. And honestly, we love that for her. And that's a wrap on the fabulous, jaw-dropping, "Is this even real?" lifestyle of Shania Twain. What was the most outrageous part to you? The $6 million music video? The New Zealand resort? Or maybe the luxury stables complete with live concerts? Let us know in the comments. We love hearing from you. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe.